While separately calls for dialogue between President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga continue to be made as opposition prepares for Monday's protest, the president of the Baptist Churches of Kenya, Reverend Bernard Obuya, KOTU Secretary General Francis Atoli, and Muslim leaders in Nakuru are among those who want the two leaders to put the nation's interest first and ensure peace prevails. Our senior reporter Rita Tinina has the details.
Last Monday's scenes in Nairobi as Azimio supporters took to the streets in protests called by opposition leader Raila Odinga, despite calls for dialogue between President William Ruto and the opposition leader. With the Monday protests just hours away, leaders continued to reach out to Ruto and Raila.
To our president and the leader of this nation, that there comes a time, but the nation is greater than individual, that he may be able to call themselves as leaders and go to a round table and sit down and speak and find out the solution that will be able to help this land to be able to come back to sanity.
They must look into ways and means of making sure that we as Kenyans, we have a peaceful, we create a peaceful atmosphere and environment that can allow our working men and women in this country to access their places of work.
I appeal to our leaders, let us look for another way of resolving our problem. Let us look for another way of assisting our people to be able to get their livelihood without a lot of strain, and sometimes we put them into trouble because of our own political interests.
And it's their duty. Yes. Our duty, we as believers, is only to pray for them, that they may work together as a team, they may build peace and consensus among themselves.
Reverend Bernard Obuya says demonstrations will affect the country's peace and economic stability.
When we allow this to be able to continue for a long time, this will be able to escalate to a lot of war and a lot of bloodshed and a lot of loss of property.
In Nakuru, a section of Muslim leaders called on Raila Odinga to halt the protests during the holy month of Ramadan.
Wale wenye kwenda maandamano, tafadhali watupe nafasi kidogo sisi tufanye ibada yetu kwa mwezi huu, alafu kama wataleta bala yao baadaye itakuwa ni sawa.
Wampe rais nafasi, muda aweze kufanya kazi ili kazi ionekane.
Hawa wawili wakipigana, sisi ndo tunaumia wananchi, kwa sababu maandamano ikiwa watu wafungui biashara, watoto waendi shule.
William Ruto has dismissed the possibility of engaging in talks with Raila Odinga, and with the opposition leader standing his ground on Azimio la Umoja's demands, including bringing down the high cost of living. The stalemate between the two leaders continues.
Right, and that's it for KTN News Diary. Remember, today, as new leader Raila Odinga leads anti-government protest, we have our reporters on the ground, including at his residence, and we shall be monitoring the activities of the day and bringing them live right here. Of course, keep it here for the most balanced